It only took minutes for the waters to arrive. Tonga's main island, Tonga being hit by a tsunami, the result of a massive volcanic eruption in the Pacific Ocean. Even from space, thousands of kilometers away, you can see nature's strength. There have been warning signs this was coming. The tonga-hunga High Pi volcano has been erupting for days. On Friday, it sent ash 20 kilometers into the sky.
Queensland's Tongan community is standing shoulder to shoulder as they wait in hope for news from their loved ones. Their minds are already turning to how they'll send food and other essential supplies from Brisbane to the region once they make contact.
Warnings were issued right along the east coast. Our state was hit by a night of stormy weather that even included a freak twister. With hundreds of calls for help, damage now stretches across New South Wales. Those communities left battered and cleaning up the mess.
Freak storms scattered across the state. A twister in Bombala, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Trees uprooted, buildings flattened, the heavy rain and thunderstorms stretching from Albury through to Port Macquarie. On the Central Coast, more chaos, debris sent flying, roofs ripped off.
Speechless, yeah. We've got 6 trees missing and one of our neighbours' houses has been hit pretty bad.
The ash cloud turning daylight skies as dark as night. People fleeing in their cars. From above, you can see just how enormous that cloud is.
Y'all can come in the patio. Seriously. Jesus.
The destruction stretches for miles. House after house, business after business. Even the county courthouse in Mayfield, Kentucky is damaged seemingly beyond repair. The tornadoes that ripped through the state in December, killing 77 people, destroyed more than 1,000 structures.
30 minutes outside the capital, Buenos Aires, these firemen are struggling to extinguish one of many fires that have taken hold across Argentina in recent days. Guido Giana owns a home in the area. He says he's never seen anything like it. Fires are also burning in the far south in Patagonia and other provinces. The government has declared a fire emergency throughout the territory for a period of 1 year.
Parts of Western Queensland have sweltered through a second day of extreme heatwave conditions, with temperatures hitting 46 degrees.
At 2 a.m, Toowoomba's main street looked like a fast-flowing river. There were blizzard-like conditions in this Mount Lofty backyard as the area was smashed with heavy rain and hail. On a summer morning, residents woke to the region still covered in ice.
Major US airlines are warning of an impending catastrophic crisis when a new 5G service is deployed by telecoms giants AT&T and Verizon on Wednesday.
Possible catastrophic aviation crisis beginning in less than 24 hours when AT&T and Verizon are set to launch new, stronger 5G technology, which would give faster wireless service. The concern, whether 5G signals could interfere with radio altimeters. That's a device pilots use telling them how far they are from the ground and helping them land in poor visibility.
The frequencies being used in 5G are very close to the frequencies that are used in this radio altimeter.
So experts worry the devices might fail because of potential confusion of the 5G signals.
This is unsafe.
This sounds really dramatic. It's catastrophic. Tens of thousands of Americans might be stranded overseas. The domestic air system might have been thrown into disarray from this development.
An asteroid twice the size of Empire State Building will pass Earth this week. Asteroid 7482 is 1 kilometre wide, travelling at 19 kilometres per second.
Happen to catch that new Netflix movie, Don't Look Up? Well, you might be a bit paranoid about a life-killing asteroid hitting the Earth. It's about 1.2 million miles. That's how close asteroid 7482 flew to Earth today at 4:50 p.m. Eastern Time. That's more than 5 times the distance between the Earth and the Moon, but still the closest that this space rock will come to our planet in 200 years.
This car doesn't have a driver, or at least not one seated inside of it. It is the prototype of a driverless taxi that can be driven remotely to pick up its next passenger. From an app, users will be able to request a vehicle which is then remotely driven to their location. Unlike regular taxis, the passenger then drives the vehicle to their destination.
Well, this project is about exploring the new mobility solutions that are just around the corner, particularly interested in connected and autonomous vehicles. And in essence, the project is about testing 5G capability to enhance and develop these services to a situation where we can deploy them in the city.
In a far-flung area of the Kashmir Valley called Fakir Gujri, a team of health workers carrying vaccination boxes and other material start their vaccination drive while walking on the snow-covered narrow lanes of this mountainous region. They walk for kilometers knocking on the doors of people to get the vaccine shot.
A diverse group marching for freedom in Amsterdam. War veterans, extreme right activists, anti-vaxxers and other lockdown protesters.
For many here it's clear the government should lift lockdown measures and open up society completely. Warnings that Omicron infections could soon paralyze parts of society are falling on deaf ears. Research has shown that distrust towards politicians and government institutions has never been this high.
The aftermath of that nearly 12-hour hostage standoff inside a North Texas synagogue. The suspect was killed. All of the hostages were freed by an elite rescue team. Authorities say the suspect, identified as British national Malik Faisal Akram, interrupted a Shabbat service at Congregation Beth Israel in Colleyville, Texas. And the FBI is working closely with counterterrorism agents in the UK, where law enforcement has arrested 2 of the suspect's teenage children. But as Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas points out on Twitter, for Congregation Beth Israel and the Jewish community, the immediate crisis is over, yet the fear of rising anti-Semitism remains.
Russia says it has dismantled the prominent hacking group called Revil. It carried out a high-profile attack last year on US software. The step comes after Washington made a request. The arrests were a rare demonstration of collaboration between US and Russia. This comes at a time when tensions run at an all-time high.
From multinational companies to government entities to international organizations, several institutions have been falling prey to cyber attacks in recent months. And the latest to the list is the International Committee of Red Cross, or the ICRC. The cyber intrusion, which was detected this week, is believed to have compromised confidential data of at least about 515,000 people. The compromised data includes information about individuals separated from their families due to conflict or any calamity.
If you allow possible hundreds of thousands of people to be evicted into homelessness, into a surge in the winter, you are affecting the safety of all New Yorkers. It's not a crisis coming because we already have a crisis. But that will compound the crisis that is happening right now.
The president declared that he had saved Christmas, and, you know, you're working out the supply chain issues, he says, but we're seeing pictures of those empty shelves with that hashtag Bare Shelves Biden on social media. So which is it? Is the supply chain solved, or are we still going to deal with this?
No, it's a shocking and unmitigated disaster right now. Our shelves in our stores look like the Soviet Union in 1972.
But it's important to understand and appreciate from everybody that panic buying is exacerbating this problem. So it's important that when you go to the supermarket, you only get what you need. You just do your normal shop, because if you don't, you're actually putting more pressure on these supply chains to regain the traction they've had. And we're expecting over the next couple of weeks, as we get through the peak of Omicron, that this will really start to ease. And also with respect to the rat tests, being able to make sure, complemented with the decision out of National Cabinet finally to get some agreement between the states.
This isn't such a crazy conspiracy theory after all, and after seeing everything we've seen with the governments enacting all sorts of authoritarian controls and many other conspiracy theories coming true, maybe there's something to be concerned about. So what is the Great Reset? The name even sounds conspiratorial, but believe it or not, it's a real thing. The Great Reset started off as the name of a meeting held by the World Economic Forum in the summer of 2020. The World Economic Forum began in the 70s. It's basically a club made up of world leaders, corporations, and other wealthy elites. Every year, they get together in Davos, Switzerland, and pontificate about how to best manage the world and solve problems.
Over the last year and a half, a lot of us who work in offices have gone remote. And while I miss seeing the people I work with, I think remote work is here to stay for a lot of people. So we're going to need better tools to work together. Let's take a look at what working in the metaverse will be like. Imagine if you could be at the office without the commute. You would still have that sense of presence, shared physical space, those chance interactions that make your day all accessible from anywhere. Now imagine that you have your perfect work setup and you can actually do more than you could in your regular work setup. And on top of all that, you can keep wearing your favorite sweatpants.
Looking good. Let's get together real quick for a debrief.
I'm free now. Let's jump in. Hi.
Hey.
So what do we think?
I think it's ready.
Great.
I'll prep it for the presentation.
All right. Good luck.
Imagine a space where you can tune out distractions and focus on the task at hand. And when you're ready to share what you've been working on, you can present it as if you're right there with the team.
Wait, where's Mark?
I think he's in the middle of something.